for some more flying. Hopefully the audio's all good. With this game especially, aircraft are all slightly different, and new headset has a lot of bass in it, so I'm hearing a whole lot of different things than I normally hear. But we have went from York, where we landed, and we are now in Columbus, Nebraska, and we are gonna take a look at one track that is still alive, 2 that are dead, a road course, and a go-kart and micro track. So that is the plan for today's trip, as we're gonna go from central Nebraska down to almost the border of Kansas. So just getting the GPS up and running now, and then we will get taxiing off. I gotta figure out which way the wind is actually blowing. Do we have
Kilo Oscar Lima uniform, automated weather observation 1700 Zulu.
107? Okay. That looks like it's gonna be kind of a crosswind no matter what. But we'll go ahead and taxi up north, I believe, and take off to the south, because that's the way we got to go anyways. So let's take the parking brake off. We are in the same aircraft as we were on the last flight. Might be a different paint scheme though. I couldn't remember what I had picked last time. Let's get a little throttle up here. While we're in flight, I might have to put a direct in to the airport that we're going to at the end, just because I know where it's at. I've been to the town multiple times, but I haven't been there for years upon years, and I didn't realize it was so far south. But first track we're going to go to is US 30, and we'll check that out. It looks pretty bad in the game. It's more green than anything, but that's going to be the theme of all the racetracks that we see today. Alright, let's just turn on to the runway here, and that should be good. Oh, maybe it's not. Thought we were further down. Not familiar with this airport. Yeah, we got enough. We're good here. Maybe. We're good. Alright. Wing dipped a little bit with that crosswind. Gonna go gear up. Bring the power back already. And Columbus, Nebraska. So I got real world weather on right now. It's not the greatest day in the world. We got the old fairgrounds there with the horse track. They're building a new horse track west of town now, since they can have gambling. I gotta go down on the volume a little bit with this thing in my ear. Alright, so we got the railroad track and downtown Columbus. This is all AI generated, so it is not going to look that great. And we've got the Platte River over here and the highway, and we want to catch that highway on the south side of the river, right? Or gotta try to remember where the hell. Yeah, there we go. This is the highway. That'll take us over to the racetrack, and then we'll follow that down to Grand Island and Hastings. Let's go ahead and get this all set up for easy flying. Flight director on, and we want altitude. We're just going to hold the altitude here. Hit that heading, and I probably should have selected my heading before I did that. We'll stop outside real quick. And actually, there's a racetrack in it. Looks way better than it ever has. Okay. Yeah, that's US 30. That actually looks really good. Last time I came over this, it did not look that good, so that's cool. That looks way, way better than it ever has. Cool. Alright, maybe we got some new maps out here. Almost missed that. I didn't realize it was, I thought it was a little bit further down here after the bend. So, let's get our RPMs back here. And this is Highway 30, so the Lincoln Highway, or whatever thousands of names it has had. Just runs along from Columbus. Well, it runs all the way through Nebraska. And actually, it's not the Lincoln Highway, is it? No, that's Highway 6. But, yep, a whole bunch of small towns along it. It sucks to drive because you gotta slow down every 3 feet. Our altitude is 2,800. That'll do for this trip. Let's go ahead and, you know what, let's go up a little bit further. This thing has a lot of bass in my ear right now. Alright, we will go ahead and start turning this way. We are going fairly direct to Grand Island, but we're not actually needing to go to Grand Island. We'll just follow the river all the way down, I guess. Or a little bit left to the river. But yeah, we got some hills that you can't really see from this height, and then all along the river, all flat farmland, and just lots of little creeks coming out of the hills. But just farm after farm after farm here. Grand Island's the next big city that we get to, and it's like probably 40,000? I don't even know what its population is now. $50,000. It's pretty much right in the middle of Nebraska. It's at least halfway for when I'm driving back to western Nebraska, or what I consider western Nebraska. But yeah, driven up and down this highway many, many, many times. I-80 is going to be off over in the distance there quite a ways. And then we'll kind of 30 and I-80 pretty much start running side by side at near Grand Island. It gets closer and closer and closer, and then pretty much become the same road once we get out west. river, very shallow, not much to it. Usually doesn't even look that full for most of the year. Just a sandy area, but every once in a while it floods. I don't know what that town is. The town that I'm gonna know for sure is like Central City. We're still a long ways off from that. And we might not even see it if we follow the river over to where we're headed to, Donovan, to go look at the next racetrack, but it is a dead racetrack, so it will not look very good. Let's go ahead and change our heading a bit more to the south. God, these headset, actually the bass that is putting through my head right now is really giving me like in a small airplane vibes, because I've flown in many different small airplanes in my life, and this is like giving me that sick feeling that I get from airplanes, just because it is hitting my ears much harder than the old headset ever did. Hopefully the sound's all good. I tried to balance it before. That was with a different airplane, and then I realized I didn't know the easiest way to fly that plane, so I switched back to the old trusty Seminole. I love this plane. So yeah, we just got farm after farm after farm, and we'll follow the river covered in trees. Highway 30, just a straight line that goes on and on and on. And on the horizon, not a single bump. This is why everyone calls Nebraska flat, which it is. But in reality, when you're on the ground, just right over there starts hills. We got a little bit of hill over there too. You get these random little pockets that never fully got washed down by the river changing course over and over and over through the years. Another small town there. And it looks like we've got a little sandbar and maybe a concrete place here. Looking at the map though, we are halfway now in between Columbus and Grand Island. Photogrammetry, we're not going to have that for the rest of these Nebraska tours, unless I go back to Lincoln and do one around Lincoln to finish off the series, which I might do. But we got a long ways to go before we get to the end of Nebraska, and once we get kind of back by my home area, we'll get into the sand hills. It starts drying up, and then it gets really dry as you get out by western Nebraska, and then we'll head up north, take the trip back on northern Nebraska, because it's slightly different looking but probably won't be all that different looking to anyone watching. But it's not filled with farmlands, it's a lot of wetlands actually. But yeah, at the moment, just trucking along here on the Platte. So those should be grain bins there, I'm pretty sure. So that's Columbus that we can see, so we should be able to start seeing Grand Island possibly up there, since we are halfway. All of these gravel roads around each square mile. Tons and tons of roads for going out and storm chasing. You can kind of get to wherever you need to go, except for when you encounter the river. So the river's kind of a pain in the ass because there's only certain points that you can cross over. There was a few motocross tracks. I don't know if we're going to actually run into those or not. Let me look that up again. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to cross any of the motocross tracks. But looking ahead, I still don't really see anything that looks like Grand Island out there. Grand Island's not really on an island either. We do have a bridge that you can cross the river here. What is that town gonna be? Try to figure that out. Although that's probably gonna be pretty difficult to figure out. Don't. Sitting here searching along. Is it Central City? Yeah, that's actually Central City. Okay, we're further along than I thought we were. Am I getting my towns confused again? No, I'm not. Alright. So, Central City, Nebraska. I swear there was like... I thought Central City was where I had this stupid road that gets... Maybe it is. Maybe that's what this is here. That's probably Grand Island there then. And then we want to head off in this direction. Go to Mid-Nebraska Speedway, or Mid-Continent Speedway. It's just south of the interstate. South of Grand Island. And closer to the town of Donovan than anything. But where I spent many, many weekends. Oh wow. I just looked at Google Maps and half the track is ripped up now. So someone is building a farm on it. I don't think that info will be on here, but Did not know it was actually gone now. It had just been grass covered for years upon years. See, we got hills. Look at those hills right there. Alright, so Grand Island's airport's probably that right there. Grand Island's there. That's gonna put the racetrack probably right where we're headed. Just looking up the airport identification for where we're headed. Oh wow, I would have never guessed that. 7v7. Alright. Go ahead and throw that in right now while we are heading here, because right now we're going off our heading on our panel there. Right, we want to go direct K. No. 7 V 7. Is that gonna show up? Enter. That did not. Did I get that wrong? Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why that didn't accept that. That is strange. What if I just go 7v7? I don't think that'll work. Maybe it's going to. There we go. Red Cloud, Nebraska. Alright, so we're not going to worry about that direction until we get to Hastings. Because first we're going to look at Doniphan, then we're going to go look at KAM Raceway, and I don't even know what the Motorsports Park Hastings, is it? Yeah, Motorsport Park Hastings is the road course that we're going to head to. Never been to it. It's new since I moved east, and it's a road course in Nebraska that's not in the hills, so it's just some turns and flatness. Alright, so we got Grand Island. That is over there. We got the airport. We've got downtown. And we're looking for where the road comes out. And so, yeah, I think we're headed in perfect direction to go find the racetrack. but you'll see that the river gets a little wider. I don't know if that's the Grand Island. I don't know the whole story behind the name of Grand Island, but I'm guessing it's that. I know there's one of them called Mormon Island somewhere out here, I'm pretty sure as well. But yeah, Grand Island's not really a town I know much about. I haven't even really tried any taco places there. They've got a large Hispanic population, so I probably should next time I'm around there. Columbus has a lot of taco trucks when I go there, but I haven't had time to stop by any. Alright, so we're looking at, there's a main road, Locust Street, and that is going to go down and across. I-80 should probably be this line here. Is that that? Or is it further? I come in on this highway every once in a while. As I'm driving across the state, I just take random ass ways to everywhere I go. If I haven't driven on the road, I drive on it, because most of the time it takes like 20 minutes longer, but I just get bored driving the same road over and over and over, so. Alright, well that's definitely the interstate. Must be a little further over, or it might be this here. I can't tell, we're at a weird angle. Extremely windy day though. All this wind sound. It doesn't normally make that much sound when you're outside, but it could just be the headset is way better than what I previously had. Alright, so we're almost south of Grand Island. We should start seeing something. What I got to do is find the correct exit off the interstate, and then I'll be able to tell exactly where the track is. Yeah, Grand Island's a weird town though, because it's, here's the interstate, and then it's way off the interstate, like not directly on it, and it's just kind of a pain. Okay, I think, yeah, this is the interstate here. This is I-80, the nice straight stretch of interstate that goes all the way back to Lincoln. They're gonna eventually make this 6 lanes all the way to Grand Island from Lincoln, which is gonna make my life hell traveling back and forth, but that'll be finished by the time I retire. Alright, we're looking up for a racetrack. It's gonna be on this road here. Not seeing it yet. Check my fuel. I always forget to check my fuel, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got a ton of fuel. It always puts a ton of fuel in. Alright. Closer and closer. Got a power plant here. Yeah, it should be here. And then Is that the correct exit? Yeah, that's the new exit. There's Bosselman's. And there's the old exit. Alright, we need to turn and head that way. Because I gotta remember that we're up in the air and distances are much shorter. So I'm gonna head over to the west. There it is, I think. Yep, that's it. Oh, and we have been climbing this whole time too, haven't we? We're a bit up in the air. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to things. Well, it'll make it look a little better because you'll still be able to see the outline of the racetrack. It's cleared up here at least. So there we go. That is the old racetrack there, Mid-Continent. There's Donovan. And Grand Island. So this track was a little bigger than a 3/8, I'm pretty sure. And really good late model track. But sadly, the owner wanted way too much for it, and no one bought it. So it sat there and sat there, and now someone has built a farm on it, and this half of the track has been torn up, so it is no longer. But it had a massive population and right next to the interstate. This exit wasn't built, but you could easily get to it from that exit without any issue, so it's unfortunate because there was really no reason for it to die, but the last owner of it wanted a lot of money for it, and not a whole lot of money out here in the middle of Nebraska, so did not happen. Alright, we're gonna head directly south. That's Hastings up there. I think we gotta go back towards this direction though. We're gonna bring our altitude down though. We have gotten way too high up. Get back down to at least 4,000. Double check on where I need to be going here since I've never been to either of these. Yep, alright. So I think we're headed off in this direction. Get it turned a little bit more. Might be able to see the bunkers. There's a bunch of bunkers that are on Highway 6. Alright, there's the road course. You can see that. We'll kind of do a circle around here. Maybe. KAM is probably going to be fairly hard to see since it's a very small track. Yeah, and there's all the bunkers, it looks like. But those are like throughout this whole area. There's a bunch of old, probably World War II bunkers that had ammunition, I believe. South. So yeah, with go-kart racing, never ended up down in KAM. I don't think they did many kart track or kart races. Plus it was, you know, like a hour and a half from where I grew up, so a little bit further out. Why is this being weird over there though? It's doing some weird flashing over there. It's doing a lot of weird flashing everywhere. Alright, so KAM is somewhere over here by these two little... Yeah, it's right below those, so we know that. Let's go take a look at our altitude. We're still at 6,000. We'll do a little circle around KAM and then head over the road course and then hop on the direct to Red Cloud. Start seeing anything. That right there, that little circle, I believe is it. And then you see all these bunkers off over to the left. We'll level out at 5,000, do a quick turn around this, and then head back that direction, then continue heading south. Maybe that wasn't it. It's hard to tell right now. Alright, let's just level out here. Drop the speed back. Yep, that is KAM Raceway there. To it. There you see it. Never been to it though, so I think they mainly run micros there. I know one of the guys that I bought my 2-cycle engine from raced there. But let's do a turn here. Let's keep the speed up as we turn. Yeah, kind of long corners, short straights. A lot of the stuff that I raced on was long straights and tight corners. There is the road course. They do some karting stuff there as well, but mainly just track day type stuff. I don't know if they've had any like regional series or anything race there, but it's, for how small it is, I mean, it gets you a decent little track, but definitely on the flattest land you can find. And I believe this is Central Community College, possibly. Somewhere over here. But yeah, Motorsport Park Hastings. Yeah, not many elevation changes to go build on anyways, so right next to town. Let's head to Red Cloud. See if we can get direct to work. We'll just reactivate it. And GPS, get us turned. Nav. Alright, sorry, sending a photo to my dad and my brother. Alright, so, let's see if this thing actually lines up on the track. It had a weird hard turn there, but now it's getting back online. So we are 30 miles away from Red Cloud, where the Speed Bowl used to exist. And I don't know how well it will look. It's probably grassed over like crazy. 15 minutes out from that. I don't even know if it exists in real life anymore. Yeah, it looks like it's still there, at least on the images, but I don't believe anyone races there anymore. That will take us down to the Kansas border. And then next time, I think we'll start off. I don't know where we'll start off. But we'll probably hit up the Kearney drag strip and then Dawson County Raceway and Lincoln County Raceway as we head out east on, or west on I-80. And then there is a paved small oval way out west, I believe in Gearing or Scottsbluff. Then I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't think there's anything else north other than Stewart and Norfolk where the World of Outlaw Late Models race. They came here for the first time, or came there to Norfolk for the first time last year, and it was actually an awesome race. But there you go. Once you get south of Hastings, there's hardly a population down here. It's all just farms and farms and farms and farms. All the population pretty much is right along the interstate. There's a couple of bigger towns up north, but not many. And bigger towns, I mean like 30, 40,000. And I think there's only actually one of those in Norfolk. We are 12 minutes out. Takes a lot less time flying like this than driving there. I'm just gonna go ahead and full throttle it now. 123 is our ground speed. Somewhere off that direction is a dirt bike track that I completely busted my face on. I think that was at Arapahoe. So that might be quite a ways away. I've kind of lost track of where everything is out here in central Nebraska, south central. Let's go ahead and see if we got red cloud up. Do we have any info? We don't. I'm gonna guess that it's still blowing from the south. So we'll land on 1-6. Miles out. We've got a town up ahead that I obviously do not know what that is. Oh, I believe that is Blue Hill, and I've actually been to that town. Alright, so that's gonna put red cloud probably right in front of us. Obviously right in front of us because we're flying direct to it. We'll fly over the racetrack. Then make a right and land to the south. Do we have... put it in, but we're not going to activate it. I was just going to see if we could get any elevation info. 1730. Okay, that's what I wanted. Let's go ahead and drop down. Down pretty hard here. This is actually not Red Cloud. Red Cloud's going to be further up there, but we'll get down to 4,000. Miles out. We're at 4,500. Start slowing that down a bit. Ground speed up to 140. 5 minutes out, but that will slow down. There at 4,000 feet. A little bit closer to the ground now. Little hills all the way throughout this. Right now, 3 minutes and 50 seconds out. And is that the town of Red Cloud? Seven and a half miles out? Probably not. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might be. Having a real hard time seeing anything though. I mean, I know we're lower, but nothing's. Oh, there we go. Yep, that is the town, and that is the racetrack. Alright, let's drop our speed. Start pulling back the speed quite a bit. Just get us slowed down because we're going to have to make a right turn and then a left into... There we go. Alright. I believe that's the racetrack. I could be completely off here. Yeah, that definitely looks like the town, and that's the airport, so that is the racetrack. We need to start dropping a bit. Always scroll the wrong way there. It's just a warning when you go under half throttle with the gear up. I'm not seeing the racetrack being actually there anymore, but there's also a weird, I don't know, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, maybe it's right there, or maybe it's somewhere else. We gotta kind of try to fly as well at the same time. That's a little strip there, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's put the flaps down. Where has the speed bull gone? Alright, we might have to land and go search for it in drone mode. Let's just go ahead and turn off. Throw the gear out. Let's turn to the right here. Is it just completely gone? Or am I completely blind? Taking a look at the left there. Oh, there it is. Alright, we can circle back over there. Barely be able to see it in the grass. Just a thin strip of light colored grass. It's probably the AI saying that there's a road there because some map they use says so, or it could just be grass hasn't quite grown or someone was out driving around on it. There's the speed bull. It had quite a bit of banking to it as well, if I remember correctly. Looks like it's got quite a bit of banking there. But, yeah, sadly, another track that has vanished, but it was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, we're at 2,500. Let's pick up the throttle a little bit here. Spot the end of the runway. Got it in sight. Keep under 90 here. Throttle back again. Let's go RPM. Sorry for the mouse popping up there. Get that turned in time. Alrighty. Should be able to put it down pretty easy, although the wind is kind of kicking my butt at the moment. Little off to the right. Little hot. This is gonna be a hard landing. Oh yeah, that was a bad landing. Did the wind change. Yeah, it was kind of a crosswind no matter what. We got a bunch of the little jets here. It's a fun little jet to fly, but it doesn't have autopilot, so it's not very good for looking around for videos like this. There's just tiny little, like, motorcycles in the sky, essentially. Alright. Let's park here, and we'll go drone mode over to it. Okay. Let's get drone mode up, and we'll head over across the town and to the Speed Bowl. So the stands were on this hill, and then yeah, the Speed Bowl. To get into the pits, you had to drive back here and then into the infield. But I am sure it will be gone eventually when someone wants to take the time to knock down the dirt. But there we go. Red Cloud and a bunch of the central Nebraska tracks. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.